What is up, guys? How's it going? My name is Aram Joseph. Thank you guys for checking out the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be taking apart a server in the form of a desktop computer case. So what that means is that the server is enclosed in a desktop computer case, like a regular desktop that you see at any electronics store, but it has a server motherboard and it has regular desktop computer components such as a power supply, a hard drive, possibly a CD drive. And I'm going to show you how I take apart all of these individual components and I separate them, and how I retain the most value out of all these components. Alright, so to best show you what I mean by a server that is encased in a desktop case would be to show you directly. So, see if we can get the whole thing in the frame. So while I'm recording this video right now, my business is open, so my apologies on the sound of the cars passing by. It's on a street where a lot of cars like to go fast, and sometimes it gets a little bit annoying, but whatever. So here is the front of the tower. It is one of those generic towers. Here is the top. Let's see if I can get you a good view. Okay, here is the top. As I said, there's a CD drive that will be taken out. There's a bay for another CD drive. Here in the front, there are the keys in the back. Let me take those out. So here is a key for cases like this. Okay. And here would be the hard drives. This case, it's a little bit larger than a typical case. I think a typical case would be like literally, let's see if I can show you, like this, exactly. This is where it would stop. So this is a little bit wider. It has a little bit more lights for like diagnostic purposes. Yeah, so that's the front. Let me show you the back. Oh, and the side opens by pushing this down and then sliding it out, but there are two screws as well holding it. So I'll show you once I unscrew these. See, like this screw is holding it as well as one on the bottom. So the back is like a regular tower. Power supply, the board with the I/O shield, and then here are all the ports for the PCI cards. So that's that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip it on its front again, take out the two hard drives, and then I'll take out these two screws and open up the side panel and start disassembling the whole unit. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take out the hard drives. So this server is from one of my IT clients, and I have an understanding with them that the hard drives need to be wiped. So basically I'm just gonna be taking them out. And they won't be used in new installations. Is it like this? Yes, it is. Perfect. Pull that one out. Let's see if this one. Okay. Perfect. All right. So that's it for the front. Let's put this back on it. I'd rather keep everything together. It's already absolutely crazy in my warehouse. Last thing I need is more stuff being loose. Alright. I don't know why I'm locking it, but I'm locking it. So, now we will go ahead. Since we have the two hard drives that have been already stripped out, we'll go ahead and take out the two screws that are holding the side panel in. Okay, so as I was saying, if there weren't two screws here, all you do is press down and up. And there we have it. Okay, so what we're gonna be taking out is the power supply, the motherboard, the I/O shield, and the CD drive, and possibly the two fans. So that means that what would be remaining in this unit would be the actual metal itself, the framing. So we'll go ahead, first thing we'll do is take out the fan. That way it's not obstructing us from taking out the board after. Okay, carefully take out the board connection. I'm gonna cut this. Perfect. We will just be disconnecting all of the cables. That way nothing is obstructing us from disassembling the unit. Remember, with computers, the best thing to do would be to be very careful and slow. There's rushing for stuff like this is not the best idea, because there are a lot of sharp corners, and the amount of pressure you're exerting to loosen like a cable may cause your hand to shoot out and go against one of the sharp corners, so you can easily cut yourself. Clearly like what happened to me with this. It's a really nice case. It's unfortunate because I actually have a really nice, what is it? I believe it's an Asus motherboard, and it has 2 CPUs, but it's one of those units where it's like huge. Probably the board is bigger than the case itself, and I'd love to use it as a main computer for editing and stuff, but the hardest thing is finding a case that will actually work for it. But that's a side note. The best thing to do would be to use force, but it has to be concentrated force. It has to be precise force. You can't just be reckless force, because then, you know, you're prone to accidents. Let's take this out. Perfect. And I really like this unit. So all cables are disconnected. We'll go ahead and take out the motherboard. Cables out of here. Let's put this back here, and then we'll put the motherboard on the right. So now that that's out, the fans are out, power supply and CD drive. So with the power supply, we need to first take out probably, that's interesting. Sometimes there's power supplies that attaches to them from the case, and then you slide that into, yeah, you know what? I'm literally saying it, but I'm not doing it. So here's what we'll do. We'll take out this one screw. Let's see if I'm right. We'll take out this one screw. Okay. We'll put the other one back because I have OCD. And now we'll just try to slide it out, because it has this little locking, if you can tell. It has this locking right here. So let's see if this just turns in like this, or how does this work? Okay, and there you go. Okay. And that's it. There's a power supply. Let's see what type of power supply it is. 400 watt. Okay. All right. Now, let's push the motherboard down. Put this here. Let's not forget the I/O shield. And we have that. And now, we'll grab the CD drive by unlocking the top, and it should just slide out, and sure enough it does. And there's a CD drive, and the rest is pretty much, aside from a couple of cables. Let's see if I turn the case towards me. Let's pop out the front. Okay, that is for the USB. So I'll show you guys what I'm doing. So the cable, the only cable that's left is for this USB port out in the front. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking off this frame like this, right? We're just gonna unscrew this port. Which is a nice port to have. So I'm gonna definitely keep that. It's not gonna be scrapped out, it's gonna be reused. Okay, and we have this other cable. We have 2 more cables. So let's start off with this one. This one. Okay. This is probably the reset. And then we have this last cable. So, this one may be the only difficult one. This and that cable is for the lights over here. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna unscrew and watch it drop. Just like that. And there we have it. Put this back down. And this was the front power button, the reset button, and this is like the diagnostic lights. So that's the last ribbon. Put that on the side. Case, literally nothing left. As you guys can see, everything has been stripped all the way down to its base. So now we just close it up. So I'm gonna put the front panel back on, and I'll show you how effective we were and what we were able to retain. All right. So that's it for the tower. All stripped. Check out the back. Power supply, motherboard, I/O shield, fan. Let's flip the front. CD drive. Open this up. Hard drives are gone. The board behind the power button. There's nothing here now. And finally, the USB. If you guys can see it. Get it into frame. The USB has been taken out too. And that's it. Let's take this out. I'll clean it up and I'll show you what we got. And there we have it, guys. This is everything that was inside that server. You guys saw I stripped absolutely everything. All that was left was just the metal housing. We have the hard drives, the CD drive, the fans, the motherboard, the I/O shield, the power supply, and all of the cables and ribbons that were inside. The case itself will be recycled as such for its raw material at the recycling scrapyard. And the remaining will be reused and resold appropriately if they can be reused. For sure, the motherboard will be reused because I've already tested that. It has an i3 2nd gen inside, and there is 4 gigabytes of RAM inside this unit. Both hard drives will be destroyed because that is my mutual understanding with the client that I have. The fans will be reused as well. They'll be resold online. The CD drive will be reused. It will be sold online. the power supply will either be reused or I will scrap it out, and the cables will be scrapped out aside from the USB external port that I had, that I showed you guys at some point, that went to the front panel. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was really interesting, and I hope it gave you insight as to items that can be reused even in old computers or servers or tech that you have. Everything can be reused to a certain degree, and if it can't be reused for its created purpose, then it can be reused for the parts that it is made up of. So please keep that in mind. Please recycle whatever items that you have in your home that are either broken or old or not functioning at your local recycling center. That way you keep them out of the landfills. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you on the next one.